Aloha, Richard Halverson here. This is ITS148, spring 2023, the first video. And today I'm just going to go over the syllabus. So let me share my screen. Okay, when you log into Laulima, you should see your courses across the top. And if you don't, then if you don't see this course, then click over here on the View All Sites icon and click a star next to your course, and then when you close this, you should be able to reload and your course should appear. If it's still not there, then something's wrong with your registration. Just email me and I can put you in while we fix your registration. So if you click on Overview, click on the course and click on Overview, you see this is the syllabus. And some of the stuff isn't filled in yet. This is an asynchronous online course, so there may not be any scheduled videos or lectures, but there may be some. And but they would be optional and recorded. There's two people that we're team teaching this course this semester. Teho Yum is going to be the primary instructor, although he's not quite onboarded yet. And this is me. And so you can email either of us and we'll put our email information and office hour information here. This is the textbook for the course. If you took ITS148 last semester or any of the previous semesters, it's pretty much the same textbook. And so I'll get into that in a moment. You can click here and the subscription cost is $77 and it lasts for the semester. These are the prerequisites and the course description. These are the student learning outcomes. We are going to, it's important that we learn about the different data structures that computer scientists use to structure data in memory and write programs to manipulate. We're going to learn about sorting. We're going to learn advanced object-oriented programming techniques, classes, and so on. So that's second semester computer programming. This is the schedule, and so we go about one chapter per week, and in fact I split up some of the chapters so into multiple chapters. So it's about one chapter per week, and there's not going to be a final. And you recall the textbook, there are participation activities, which you just click through. There are challenge activities, which are little quizzes that you have to keep on taking until you get the right answer. And then there's lab activities, which are actually programs that you submit, and the textbook will grade them. And you can submit these things as many times as it takes for you to get all the points, or until you're satisfied with your score. When we decide to have lectures or record videos, we may post the time and date beforehand, and those would be in the announcements. And any announcements that's posted, you'll get an email. You'll get an email also. Resources here. These are all of the video playlists for the previous semesters. There will be a video playlist for this semester, and this will be the first video on that playlist. The video playlists are posted. If we go back to the syllabus, right here will be where the video playlist is, and there's also going to be a link down here someplace, I think. Anyway, so that's what the resources is. If you want to send an email to anybody or all the students in the class, you can click here, click on students, and I will actually be listed in here as a student with this email address. So if you want to send an email to all the students and you want to leave me off, you make sure you can just check everybody and then uncheck me. And the other instructor will be in here also with the non-UH email address. Okay, so that's that. Weekly engagement. This is participation verification. It's very important that you go in and submit something. And I had done this previously, and I just put down I'm here. That's it. You don't have to do anything else. You just have to submit something and this means that you intend to take the class. So next week I have to do participation verification, and I go in here, and if you have not filled this out, then I'll look a couple other places. But if I don't see any evidence of you, then I'm supposed to interpret that as you're not intending to take the class, and so then I go in and I disenroll you. And if I accidentally disenroll you, there's a process to re-enroll you, and it takes a couple weeks, and there's got to be some signatures and so on. So it's a real pain. And lots of times when a student is disenrolled, they look at that, they didn't do anything at first, and then they get disenrolled, and they contact me, and they start to go through the process, and they never finish the process. So it's good, because then it's like you didn't intend to really take the course anyway. And this is a new federal requirement that we have to do this. So the next thing is a Dropbox. If you want to give me some code to take a look at, you can pop it in the Dropbox here, and I can look at it. When I send out emails, I'm going to archive them, and you can come here to see the archived emails. This is a link to the textbook. I'll get to that in a moment. This is the grade book, and all of each chapter's activities, both participation, challenge, and lab, the scores are going to be recorded here, and that's going to be the weight of each of these categories is, if you go back to the syllabus, it is these weights down here. The participation activities adds up to 20%. These are the easiest points to get. You just got to click through them, and you don't even have to understand them. You just have to click through them. But the idea is when you click through them, you learn about them. Challenge activities are pretty simple, on the lab activities. There should be videos for most of the lab activities, not all of them. They're purposely not going to be videos. There's some of them because we need some lab activities for you to do on your own, so we can evaluate how well our course, how well you students are meeting the student learning outcomes from a teaching point of view. So it doesn't count very much at all against your grade, but so you can do poorly on them and still get an A. But we want to know how well you do them on your own, so we can determine how well we are doing teaching the course. And that has to do with our accreditation. Our programs are accredited and everything. And so that has to do with evaluating me, not you. So that's what those are. Let's take a quick peek at the textbook to remind us. The first few chapters are all, this is the same as 128. So the first few chapters I've set to optional, which means you can look at them, you can reference them, but you don't have to do them. You don't get any points if you click through those. I did open up chapter 9 though, because that's classes. That's an important concept you don't get out of this course. 148, and you covered it thoroughly. In 128, you learn how to use classes, and when you program, you use classes. But we go over it again. We look at it one more time in this course. So you click through them, you get all the points and everything. Do this. You may have had the same labs. That's fine. And then we start with inheritance, and you'll notice those are listed on the student learning outcomes. Inheritance, polymorphism, that's all classes stuff. And so click through these. This chapter's got a lot of labs. Many of them are in videos, previous semester videos. And when the time comes, I will help you find those, and there's going to be a couple here that you don't see. And we go over recursion again, searching and algorithmic analysis. You may have had this in a version that, depending on when you took 128, but I think last semester I taught 128, and I actually tried to cover this stuff, and it was just too much. So we're going to go over it again a little bit more slowly, make that a part of 148 instead. So you want to do all these, learn about searching and sorting. There are slower, easier sorting algorithms, and there are faster, more complicated sorting algorithms. These days, you don't really need to know how to code them. Back in the old days, when I took computer science in college, we had to know all these sort programs. We had to be able to write them, from learning them from memory, because we were the ones that would have to code the best sort program for the data that's coming in. Now there's functions and methods, and the programs are even smart enough to look at the data and decide which the best sort algorithm. But anyway, it's still, as a computer scientist, and this second semester you have to learn about them, and you may code them, but you don't have to really remember. So there's the two kinds, and then there's a data structures, a binary tree type data structure called a heap, and very useful. We're gonna learn about that. And so there's fewer, the labs are fewer as we go on. I don't think some of the chapters don't even have any labs. They only have challenge activities. Linked lists is a data structure, very important. We understand how to do linked lists. Stacks and queues, use linked lists, have additional operations. Stack, you know what a stack is, and you know what a queue is, and it's just a data structure for it, how to code it, how to program it. There's a thing called a deck, which is a combination of a stack and a queue. We cover binary trees, very important data structure used in gaming and everything. And this is the second more complicated algorithms that go along with binary search trees. Things called balance trees, a couple of different kinds of balance trees. I think we're missing some stuff there. And then hash tables. Hash tables are really important. They're used a lot. And that's it. We're not going to have any other kinds of assignments that in previous semesters I've had you do some assignments on different platforms. And when we make the videos, we're gonna make videos, and you're gonna be exposed to the different platforms, because when you go in the real world and you code Python, you're not going to be coding in your Zybooks textbook. You're going to be typing it in either on an integrated development environment platform, or you're just going to be typing it in on a text file or whatever. So we will show you that in the videos, but we aren't going to actually test your ability to use those tools here. So so that's pretty much it. Regarding the quote deadlines, the deadlines are just recommended. Everything is auto graded. Okay, that means I'm not going to put any arbitrary deadlines on you. It takes me about an hour or so to make sure, when I copy all the grades over from Zybooks over to La Lima and get it all set up, make sure everything has been imported over properly. And each time I do that, I do it for the whole textbook. So so if you're going to be late in submitting any of your assignments, you don't have to ask for more time. Just do it when you do it. And the next time I upload the grades, which maybe will be every week or at least every other week, you'll see, the past work that you did on the next update. And so and there's no penalty, no points taken off for this. So the real deadline for everything to be done is like the last day of finals, or the weekend, the Saturday after the last day of finals, because after that, I need to get all the grades of all the final scores of all the stuff that you did in Zybooks, copy that down into La Lima, and then I got to go through the emails and make adjustments, because some people ask for extra stuff, or some people couldn't get something done and I have to make some adjustments. So that takes about a half a day or so. So try to keep up, try to get these activities done every week. But if you fall behind a couple weeks, that's okay. That's okay. You guys are busy, and school might not be your first priority. It might be family, work, there's your job, and sometimes you might not get a chance to get something done that week. It's okay. You have until the end of the semester. And if you need more time after that, we can talk about that too. So that's this semester. There will be more videos done by both me or Teho Yum, and we will get on that, and so get started, buy the book, purchase the book, and start doing the activities. And you'll hear from us soon. Thanks for watching.